everyone! First off, ignore my cat. He's in shot, very lightly, licking his arse. He's got a movie. I'm here today with a book review of my new favourite book, if you exclude Dimily. Sorry I'm mentioning it again, can't help it. So last night I finished reading Night Owls by Jen Bennett. Could be Benet, never know, might have been French origin. This, I was trying to start the video nice and structured, but I know it's just going to end up as a, because it's one of these books, it's a fist clench book. There we go. There's a whole video for me. Fist clenching books. It just sounds wrong. I'm going to stop. Clench is a hard word. First off, if you are in the US, you won't have heard of this book because it's not called this. If you're in the US, you're looking for The Anatomical Shape of a Heart, because that's what it's called in the US, and it has a different cover. Which is unfortunate, because as nice as that cover is, I can't even remember what it looks like. Hold on. I'll find you a photo. There you go. You're looking for that. If you're in the US, which is a lovely cover. I don't think Bex would like it, the main character, just because she likes anatomy and they've used her actual heart, which is not the shape of a heart. But you know, to start with, I'll give you a brief thing and put the book down because I'm just going to wave it around. So the book follows two characters, Beatrix, who goes by the name Bex, and Jack, who is the city's most notorious vandal, graffiti artist. They meet on a night bus, which is called an owl, hence Night Owl, and Jack's vandalism, since we're on topic of the cover being relevant, he spray paints and paints words all around the city in gold, like that. Bex is into drawing medical diagrams, so like lungs, hearts, dismembered arms, and she's entering competition to try and win scholarship money to get to school and, you know, learn to do that properly and get into a career. And she meets Jack after she's tried to meet up with a professor at the university to get in to draw actual dead bodies. And basically the story just follows them and how they fall in love, but it's so much more than that. Like, it's not your typical boy meets girl, girl meets boy, but it is, because that's what happens. They meet each other, they fall in love, blah blah blah. But Jack's got a bit of a secret. It's a family secret. It's just so wonderful. Like, it's horrible, but it's wonderful because it's so different to anything I've ever read. You know, even their relationship, like, she didn't depend on him as such, which is strange actually, because there's a point in the book where she has to say goodbye to him and she starts crying, and I had to laugh because I was like, oh come on, you're gonna see him like tomorrow. And then I remembered that I spent my entire day yesterday pretty much crying and not wanting my boyfriend to leave me alone, so I guess I'm one and the same with Bex there. All in my defense, I had a really crap day and I just wanted him to stay and cuddle, so yeah, like, you know, she doesn't actually depend on him. Like, she has her own life, she has her own thing, she's got a job, and yeah, her hobby of drawing dead, you know, people and organs is weird. She isn't portrayed as that really unique, quirky girl that, you know, is supposed to speak to all us girls that weren't popular in school, but actually don't, because it's like, well, I'm not like that, you know. I don't know if that makes sense, but like, you read those books and it's like, oh, this girl was so different and she had like no friends and she loved books, but she also done this weird thing, but it's fine because this boy loves her and that, and you're kind of like, okay, you know, you kind of get to a point where you're like, I'm that girl with no friends. Well, you know, have friends, but maybe you don't, I don't know. You're like, okay, I've got like one friend, I'm not popular. You know, like, I sit in my room all day and read and don't do anything else. Why do I need something weird to get a boy to love me, you know? Whereas she had that weird thing, but it was just her, you know, it wasn't put on, it was just, that was what she enjoyed, and just, it was so different, you know? I can honestly put a hand on my heart and say I have never read a book where the main character likes to draw organs and dead people at all, you know, whether they are strange or not. You know, Bex is Bex and Bex is Bex, and she wasn't portrayed as that quirky character that had to be so unique. She was normal. She came across as normal. Jack was just awesome. Like, honestly, like, you find out a bit more about him, like who he is. There's a third thing that comes up, which kind of puts him into the category of the desirable boy in a way, but he isn't. Like, he doesn't have, well, he doesn't. And you know, that you meet some of his friends and you sort of think, oh, he is that popular guy that's got everyone, blah blah blah. But then you learn some more and you realise that he's not. He's also really, really sensitive. Like, something happened in his past. I'm not saying anything else apart from something happened, because spoilers, and it's really good. And that's like his sort of, he's got like this big secret, and then Bex finds out, and it's actually so sweet, and it's lovely, and everything fits together. Like, all these little things, like, just even silly little things. Like, I mean, I know it's a bit of a spoiler, but it's not, but I'm not gonna say it. Just something involving something Bex does, and then how her mum finds out that it's relevant to something else that happened later on, like earlier on, that you just kind of brush aside. And I couldn't fault this book. Like, I don't read a book looking for issues with it, but, you know, at least once in a book I'm like, oh, I've got a problem with that, a bit of a problem with that. But yeah, like, I couldn't find any issues with this book for me. Well, actually no, I have one. I really, really wanted to see Bex's drawings, especially the ones she puts in her art competition, but obviously it's a book and Bex isn't real. She hasn't really drawn those things, so I couldn't see her wonderful artwork, which kind of makes me a bit sad. But unless I'm wrong, unless, you know, someone has drawn these, and oh, that'd be so good. Like, if they'd done a competition where you had to draw what you imagined Bex's final piece for the competition was. Oh, see, that's oh, that'd be so good, because then that's how you would see how other people saw that book. Oh, I'm all for it. I mean, I can't draw, but I'm so up for seeing everyone else's interpretations. I don't want to say anything more about the book, just because I don't want to risk any spoilers, and the book is just wonderful going into it blind, and I adore it. You need to pick it up. If you're in the mood for a contemporary but you don't want your typical contemporary, give this a go, because that's how I felt. I wanted contemporary. I'd read so many sci-fi, so many fantasy. It was mostly fantasy. And I just finished Welcome to Night Vale. Oh, that book is weird. I'm gonna review that in a moment, and then you'll just... This video will be up first, then that one. You'll understand what I mean. So I really needed something simple and what I was used to. Because as much as I've been into my fantasy lately, I normally read contemporary, so I needed a contemporary, and this done the trick. So 5 stars for this, and I don't give 5 stars often these days. I try and, you know, it's mostly 4, I try and keep 5 for special books, and this is special. It's my favourite, besides Dimily. Although, to be fair, Dimily and this are quite similar in the fact that the couple don't have your cliche relationship problems. But yeah, without going into that, just please give this book a go if you can. Like, if you can find it and pick it up, just do it, because it is wonderful. Like, I don't do reviews like solely like this on books that I don't enjoy unless I hate it and I need to rant about it. Like, just, I love this book. I love it more than I loved Unbecoming, and that's a lot to say, because I love that book too. Thanks guys for watching. I'll see you very soon, probably with my Night Vale review, and then who knows what else. So I'll see you later guys. Bye!